Hi, good evening. It's 8:30. I promised that I would be on, and I am not sure if the volume is right. I had no time to test this. I usually don't do stuff like this, and I just post articles I find interesting. Um, but I just wanted to put another point of view out there about what's happening. And because for me, this indefinite MCO is not working. This thing, we'll see in June 9th whether there'll be an extension. Extension. And to me, this whole thing around endless extensions just does not work. There is no guarantee from the government that this CMCO will end. And who is to know at the end of June 9th or even before June 9th, they will always let us know a couple of days before whether or not it's going to be postponed. So we've had MCO1, MCO2, MCO3 each lasting 2 weeks, and then the CMCO now lasting for 4 weeks, and then June 9th. And there's still no guarantee whether that will continue. And for many of us who are business owners, we don't know really what to do. And it's not fair. And you know, in all fairness, the intention of the MCO is so that the hospitals do not get overwhelmed by the COVID-19 cases. So by far and large, well done. The DG has done an amazing job updating us every day. I think as Malaysia, we have done very well in terms of managing the cases. And we are up there in terms of the world, in terms of managing the cases. So we haven't overwhelmed our medical faculties. So it's awesome. It's awesome that we have done a good job. The intention and the purpose of the MCO, we got the job done. So that is awesome. We did get the job done. The number of cases is going down. And it's a good job. So well done. So if the intention of the lockdown would have been to eradicate the virus infection in Malaysia, I think personally it can be done. You know, this MCO, CMCO is doing more damage. And I know people are going to be pissed off with me for saying what I'm about to say. I think we should do an EEMCO in the whole country. Taiwan did not go into a lockdown because they started in January. New Zealand went into the lockdown, they started in February. Kerala in India hasn't been on a lockdown and they started early too. Vietnam has 0 death. And so many countries who started early in this game, they were actually, they did it right at the early stage. But for those of us who started later, middle of March onwards, well, we have those cases and we are managing it. So my point of view is, if our intention, change the purpose and the intention of the MCO, make it all EEMCO, Extreme Emergency MCO, over the next 1 month. Force everyone to pretend. I'm going to quote what the New Zealand Prime Minister said. The New Zealand Prime Minister said, everyone go home, stay indoors, and treat yourself as if you have COVID-19, and everyone does self-isolation, and then we can eradicate this. And the people of New Zealand did that. And of course, they only have 5 million people with such a big space. Even the way they live, already social distancing or physical distancing was possible for them. But you know, for a city living, that's very, very challenging. So I think if the government intention, or if our intention is to stop the virus from spreading, I think the best way to do that is if we do go either one or the other. Choose one. Go into an EEMCO, Emergency Extreme MCO, and everybody is staying indoors, self-isolating, no deliveries, no restaurants, no businesses, no banks open, no one is going to work. Everyone just stay home. That's it. The virus has no place to go. For 3 weeks, everyone is given permission right now to go out there, buy the supplies for a month. Okay? 30 days of supplies of food and medication, and then everyone just hunkers down, stays at home, pretend they have COVID-19 and just stay indoors. No exceptions. Very extreme. 0 exceptions. Everyone just stays indoors. All the banking, everything is frozen for 30 days solid. No one does anything. And 2 weeks into the game, then have the bomba and cleaning services and all that go out there and disinfect the country. All the people whose businesses are cleaning businesses go and do major disinfection everywhere the following 2 weeks, and then let it all go. Couple of days ago, I was watching the news, and then I noticed that the WHO might classify COVID-19 as endemic. If it's going to be endemic, that means it is going to be with us forever. So we really literally have 2 choices. A, go into an extreme MCO where everybody just stays home. No movement, no deliveries, no Grab, no restaurants, no banks, no shops, nothing. Everything is shut down 100%. Only the medical services, people who need medical services, like people who are getting cancer treatment, kidney dialysis, or whoever needs to go to the doctor, the army and the police are on the streets. No one else. No exceptions whatsoever. Extreme. And if we go into that extreme version of it, and at the end of 30 days, it's still present, then so be it. Then we need to learn how to live with it. I'm sure we can do that. There is another way to go. Extreme MCO. And then maybe Malaysia can be safe and Malaysia can be a country free of the virus. And then anyone who wants to come into Malaysia needs to be quarantined for 14 days without exception. That's the only way to keep Malaysia safe. If it moves to become endemic, if it moves to become a place where it's going to be like the common cold, dengue, HIV, if truly that's the way it's going to happen, then we might as well just let go of the MCO right now. Enough already. Businesses are dying. People are we all are having different boats and we are in the same storm. And, I think they should let go of the MCO right now if they are not going to do the extreme version. These conditional things are going to hurt us because people are afraid. And, now they found out new information that's also affecting children. And, we don't know enough of the virus. So the thing is, if we go on an extreme MCO, maybe we have a chance for it to stop spreading. If there's no people, then the virus has nowhere to go. So do one or do the other. The other thing I'm worried about is this conditional MCO is being used against us to trample our rights. What is going on in Malaysia right now, and I'm speaking from a Malaysian perspective, what's going on in Malaysia right now is unconstitutional. We have a government that we did not vote in. And just as we started this lockdown just when the change of power happened, and this is not right. Can you imagine May 18th, they are going to Parliament for just one day, just to officiate it. They are going to be there anyway. Whether it's 5 minutes or one whole day, it's the same thing. If you're going to get infected, you're going to get infected as soon as you arrive anyway. Be it 5 minutes, 10 minutes for the tamasha, for the opening ceremony, and then what? So now governments are using the MCO or their versions of the lockdown to trample on our constitutions, to trample on our rights. This whole thing is indefinite. By June 9th, they may look up and go, okay, our number of cases has gone up. Because, all this U-turn, first there is no Raya celebrations, and then they say, oh, you can have 20 people now at a celebration, only on the first day. What is the point? There is no point. Absolutely no point in this at all. So if you're going to do conditional MCO, you might as well lift the lockdown right now and let us get on with our lives. And those who want to risk it, they risk it. And I have a 72-year-old, I'm living with a 72-year-old woman. My mother is 72 years old. She has a heart problem. I have a heart condition as well. I'm on medication. She's on medication. So, you know, the people, most people are already complying with it. So going to extreme MCO is not going to be a problem. 1 more month so that we can get back our liberty, so that we can have our freedom again and do the right thing, I think is okay. Everybody will agree with that from my point of view. You might disagree, I don't know. But this conditional MCO with no timeline, indefinite, because coming June, just before June 9 comes, there might be another time where they'll say, oh, we're going to postpone this another 2 weeks. We're going to postpone another 2 weeks. And meanwhile, while this is going on, the government that we did not vote in, the government that we did not put in, will go up to nonsense. We all can already see what they're doing. The Reza Aziz situation, okay, a compromise. We didn't vote them in. We did not. And of course, they will use this as a perfect way to trample on the Constitution and our rights even more now. And they'll pander on our fear. They'll keep playing this fear card. Now they say children can get the virus. Oh, now we'll be even more afraid. More afraid for schools to be reopened. So this is now going to make them steal more, get up to more nonsense. And, you know, if we have to get out there and start voting, they're going to say, oh, we can't start voting because of the MCO, because of the virus. So they are coming up with, they are using this as an excuse to get away with all kinds of things. And this is not right. So at some point, and I also just understood recently that they haven't put COVID-19 as part of the law because they haven't had a parliamentary meeting to read a bill to put COVID-19 as something that can be put in the law as a list of disease to activate the national emergency stuff. So I don't know the proper terms, but you know what I mean. So everything they're doing now is unconstitutional. They're pandering on our fear, and there is a way to do this. So if we do one of two things. Number one, I hope the powers that be can see this. Someone important can go and talk to the Director General of Health, or someone with some power and some common sense to say, what is the intention? What is the real intention here? Is the real intention to get rid of the virus? If it is, close the borders for another month. Allow people to move freely right now to get to where they want to go to so they can stay there for exactly 30 days. 2 weeks in, then send all the people to do the cleaning work, disinfect the country. We used to have a great gotong royong system. Back when I was growing up, we did gotong royong. And maybe at the end of week 3, everybody helps with the disinfection. Clean 1 meter outside of your house. Everybody chips in. Everybody goes and do what they need to do to clean up the country. But you know, in week 3 to week 4, the bomba and every cleaning company goes out there and cleans everything up. Then just let it go. It's time to get our country back. It's time to get our lives back. There are so many businesses out there who do not know what to do, open or close, because they say if anything happens while the business is open, then they are responsible. And people need to be responsible. They have to take the risk if they want to go out. You know, we all have to be held responsible at some point. But our constitution is being trampled on. People are getting away with bullshit. The current government was not voted in, and we need to do something about this. And the CMCO is a great excuse to keep creating more and more bullshit. So go extreme or let us go already. Lift the MCO. Choose one or the other. This whole indefinite thing is not working. And you know, there are many ways that we can do this. As Malaysia, there are so many ways we can do this compassionately. If we need to go into a lockdown for another 1 month, extreme version, there are so many ways we all can contribute and make a difference to the people who cannot afford the food to buy up front for a month. There must be a way for us to go out there and give people food for 1 month, whether it's going to be sardines and Maggi mee and rice, whatever. Eat like as if we are at war. Eat and live like we are at war for 1 full month. And if it doesn't turn out, then too bad. C'est la vie, endemic, the WHO declares it endemic, so be it, free to go. Everyone decides for themselves how they want to live. This is not living. Social distancing is harming children. Children need to be with other children. Children staying at home in the same bacterial and viral environment is not healthy for kids. There is no flora and fauna of the viruses and the bacteria. Children stuck in the same home are not arming themselves with the antibodies that they need. When they're out there playing, with other kids, there's cross-contamination of other bacteria and viruses, which helps our body create antibodies. All these children right now cooped up in the homes, they are all going to be even more sick when you release them because their bodies have no time to adjust and make antibodies for all the different flora of bacteria out there. What we're doing is making us sick. Staying at home like this. We need some bacteria out there is good, and staying home, breathing in the same bacteria over and over again, it's not going to work for us. You know, so that's what I have to say. And the thing about masks, people are dying because they're exercising using mask. You know, prolonged usage of the mask. Yeah, I've got a mask here. You know, if I put it up here like this, I am breathing in my own carbon dioxide. There is such thing as carbon dioxide poisoning. The amount of carbon dioxide is going back into our bodies. People who already have a compromised immune system, the toxicity level of carbon dioxide going into our blood is going to increase our blood pressure. Those who are already hypertensive, those who have high blood pressure, wearing this mask makes their heart works more because you're sucking back in carbon dioxide. This is supposed to save us from what? You know, there's so many memes out there about teasing people that are doing this. The whole intention of wearing the mask is so that we don't spread it out. So covering your mouth is good enough. Breathing in and out of our nose, and if we need to sneeze, put it over your nose. Everyone can be conscious enough to do that. But having it over the nose and the mouth, we are breathing in the carbon dioxide, breathing in and out, back in carbon dioxide, more carbon dioxide in our body. And that's not healthy. From my point of view, that's not healthy. We are getting poisoned from carbon dioxide. People's lungs are collapsing. There's someone put some information. Thank you if you've got the information. There's such thing called hypercapnia, which is CO2 poisoning. Every time we're wearing this, we are poisoning ourselves, making our heart works more and increasing our blood pressure, which is not good for the virus if we are infected. They should be promoting, telling everybody vitamin C, vitamin D. You know, there is zinc, there is glutathione, there's carnosine, there's copper peptides. Copper is also another good thing to put in our bodies. All of these things we need to be told over and over again. Go arm yourself, get yourself ready to go out to the world. So, my point of view, one of two things. Number one, let's go into extreme lockdown, give it our best shot. Nobody is out without compromise. Even if anyone is out on the street, you're going to be pissed off when I say this, just shoot them. Or fine them $10,000, 50,000, or put them in jail permanently as attempted murderers. I don't know. But extreme super lockdown for 1 month. That's it. No pizzas, no deliveries, no Grab, no nothing. Only hospitals open. People that need to go to the hospital, who need medical services, the police, the army. That's it. And RELA maybe, to make sure that, you know, the robbers are not running out there and stealing people's, going into people's businesses and stealing shit, you know. So if anyone is out there, shoot them already. Extreme total lockdown. And if we do that for 30 days, bearing in mind, I am not saying, okay, forget about the people who are in a different boat, who do not have the capacity to get the food right now. Give people a chance to go out there, shop for 30 days, so they can hunker down for 30 days. Allow people to go and get, to do the shutdown or the lockdown with people that matter. If people want to balik kampong, let them balik kampong. Let them be with their family and stay there for 30 days, don't come back. If anything is to happen, it happens in the kampong. Okay? So let people go to where they want to go to so that they can stay put comfortably for 30 days. Support people who don't have the means. Community service, there's so much in the community that are willing to give. Have them go collect the food for a month's supply and everyone just stay home. That's what I'm saying. Do that for 30 days and 100% without exception. and then just release the lockdown, because we need to start, yes, Yasha, martial law, total martial law, like in May 1969, May 13, martial law. Everyone martial law in the house, no movement. They leave the house, shoot them. That's it. And then if we done 100%, and if we already done 100% in that, and if people come out of this and the virus is still there, so be it. Then we have a new choice to make. How do we want to live with the virus? But until we've given ourselves 100% in trying to stop the spread to zero, we are not like Taiwan. Taiwan has a very high discipline. They have a lot of, their medical services, number one, is awesome, and it's for the people. I've been to Taiwan, and even as when I go to Taiwan, it's just unbelievable, the medical services over there. It's amazing. Kerala, India has done it without a lockdown. Vietnam now has 0 death. New Zealand has 0 death. Other countries have done it, but remember, they started early. We started late. And because we started late, there's a price to pay. So I'm sick and tired of what's happening in the country, because the criminals are getting away with bullshit. The man who steals, like I saw a meme, the man who steals a sardine can gets 5 years in prison, but the man who steals billions of ringgit gets off free. I mean, this is ridiculous. You think that's the only injustice that is happening? There are so much more injustice that's going to be allowed to happen if we continue with this indefinite MCO. Businesses need to make decisions. If this thing keeps going on like this, people will need to start deciding, close business, change business, open new business, do something different with their lives. This open-ended, indefinite thing is not working. So that's all I really wanted to say. And maybe if this message can reach the right people about the extreme lockdown, or enough already. We need to go to the polls. We need to vote in the government that we want, whichever that may be. But they need to be there to represent Malaysia and to think of what is in the best interest of the country, not what is the best interest for a single party or 1 or 2 parties, because they are trashing it, they are destroying the country, they are taking the country away from us. They are stealing, and you and I know it. All the unfairness over a regular person getting caught with the lockdown gets 1,000 ringgit. But VIPs get caught flouting the MCO, they get off with 800 ringgit and a slap on the wrist. But other people are put into jail and then 1,000 ringgit. It is not fair. And this, it's enough already. Okay, so it is enough. And so the people need to rise up. The people need to say something. And this is just my point of view, agree or disagree. I just need to put out I cannot tahan already. Cannot tahan. I've been keeping quiet for 2 months. We started late, and there's a price to pay for being late. And that's the price we need to pay. So we need to act very quickly and decisively. Help the people who need the help. This is for Malaysia after all. Everyone just helps everybody. We can do it. 1 month, social distance, isolation, self-isolation, pretend everyone is COVID-19 and stay indoors for 1 month. Then the virus may have a chance to just disappear from this beautiful country. Or enough already. If it's endemic and we have to find a new way to live with this, people need to make decisions, people need to make choices, people need to get on with their lives. People need to find their alternative sources of income. People need to think about their businesses. Can you imagine all the hair salons, nail salons, all the clubs, the discos, the restaurants? You know, it broke my heart to go into the village duck that day. You know, 2 meters away was the next table. 30% capacity. A business cannot run with 30% capacity. Come on. People are dying financially. This needs to stop. We need to save Malaysia. So I'm speaking from a Malaysian point of view. I know I have people looking at this in Hong Kong or from wherever, my students in Indonesia or Hong Kong, or my friends from around the world. I'm really basically talking about the situation in Malaysia. We did not vote this government in. They are screwing with us. This is all a delay strategy. What they're doing is unconstitutional. It is not right. And if we, the people, don't say anything and don't do anything about this, then we only have ourselves to blame. So thank you very much for listening to this live, for coming on. I didn't plan to announce it, but a couple of my friends were talking to me, and they said, just say what you have to say online. Maybe you'll reach to the right places. So that's what I'm doing. And so for those of you who have influence with the right people, maybe you can get the message to them. That either do a full-blown martial law, double EEMCO, and ride it through for 30 days, and then just let it go. No exceptions. Thank you very much for joining me, and take care of yourself. Take care of your families. I love you. Bye-bye.